Guys, let me tell you, I had a rough night. That's probably why I don't do puns. What's up, everybody? It's Mac from MacTheMovieguy.com, and in case you didn't get that little bit of humor at the front, this is going to be a review of Rough Night. Rough Night is not doing too well this weekend at the box office. This is Saturday. I'm a little bit behind, a day behind, and already, the box office profits are predicting that Rough Night is going to fall below all the other new releases of the weekend, and even third weekend of Wonder Woman, second weekend of The Mummy, and it's already been declared dead on arrival, and that's a shame. This is definitely a really good movie. I thought it was well written, the characters were well done, it was well acted, it was funny. It definitely is not original, though. If I had to take one thing away from it, it would be it feels like an amalgamation of everything else that we've seen in this genre to date. But it works. It worked for me, at least. The familiarity was really the only thing that kind of was even a little bit of a turnoff for me. But let's get into the plot. So Scarlett Johansson is getting married to this guy, and her friends from college have set up a bachelorette weekend for them in Miami. So she has the overbearing, controlling, no, I'm the best friend, that's played by Jillian Bell, who I remember her breakthrough memorable performance in 22 Jump Street. I thought she was unexpectedly memorable in that, and she has a much bigger role here. And there's also Zoe Kravitz, who plays sort of like an upscale friend who's currently going through a separation with her husband and custody battle and that kind of nonsense. And then there's Ilana Glazer's character, who's like an activist, one of those stereotypical I grew up rich but now I'm gonna fight for poor people and not really realize my white privilege characters. And then there's Kate McKinnon, who did not go to school with them, but Scarlett Johansson spent a semester abroad studying in Australia, where she picked up another friend, which is Kate McKinnon's character, and it was really fun to see her tackle an Australian character the whole movie. So those are the five main characters in the film, and there's some side characters. They go stay at this house on the beach in Miami, which is donated by a friend of Scarlett Johansson's, and their neighbors are like these sex-crazed, overly tan people played by Burrell and Demi, who were both really funny. And so during their bachelorette weekend, they hire a stripper, and Jillian Bell accidentally kills the stripper by jumping on him. And then we get into a little bit of very bad things / Weekend at Bernie's. But don't worry, there's a little bit more hangover in here still left for the rest of you who were worried that this film would not be enough like The Hangover. Maybe that's why people are afraid of the film, is because it feels too much been there, done that. But I gotta say, that whole Weekend at Bernie's Very Bad Things vibe, we haven't had a good film like that in a while. So the fact that I had to jump to Very Bad Things, which is still like a late 90s movie, I think that's 1998, I'm going to do that without looking at IMDb. 1998. The fact that Very Bad Things is the first thing I can think of, and it's 20 years old, I think says that there's some life that can still happen in this subgenre of what do we do with a dead body. I'm sure some people think it's a dark comedy. It's not as dark as you would think. It's not like they're chopping up the body and flailing body parts around, and it's situational humor based around this dark situation. But I didn't feel, other than the fact there's a dead guy, I didn't think it was that dark of a comedy. The performances really, and the characters and this bond that they've crafted of sisterhood between the main characters, that's what makes Rough Night so good. Even more so, I would say these 5 girls have a better bond even than the Hangover guys did. There's really sort of some good sisterly moments between some of the characters. I think Ilana Glazer and Zoe Kravitz worked really well together. And Jillian Bell works wonders as the over-attached BFF. I thought, in the beginning, I thought her character could become a little one-note, sort of like Zach Galifianakis' character in The Hangover, where it's just one thing and it's not multi-dimensional and it just gets old after a while. But by the end of the film, they've given her other layers and sort of an explanation for why she is the way she is. And it's definitely more purposeful than Galifianakis in The Hangover. So I appreciated it a lot more. And I thought she did a good job with it. Johansson doesn't usually do comedy, but for the most part, she's the straight character here. It's the other 4 that are sort of layers of funny. I would say Zoe Kravitz is also kind of a straight character too, but she does have one great sequence where she does get to explore a little bit more of her comedic side. For the most part, this film is anchored by McKinnon and Bell, who are the funniest characters in the film. McKinnon especially, it's great to see her again. She was one of my favorite parts about Ghostbusters, and I loved seeing her get to play another sort of off-the-wall character, but not too off-the-wall. Her character here is a lot more grounded than she was in Ghostbusters. Feels a little bit more like a normal person, just with quirks. So that was really nice to see her. I thought she was fantastic in this. I don't know why people are watching this. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It might be my favorite comedy of the year so far. I was trying to find faults with it. I was sitting in the car, and really the only fault I can find is that, yeah, it doesn't feel wholly original. It does feel like we've been there, done that before, but they do that really well. So I don't know if it's that big of a detraction that it feels like The Hangover meets Very Bad Things. So just because I'm able to pick out other films that it's like doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, right? I thought the writing was good. The writing's very smart. It's from the writers of Broad City. The direction's good. I know some people had pointed out they think Rough Night is failing because it had a bad trailer. Yeah. I mean, the trailer is somewhat misleading because it makes the film seem like it's going full throttle 100% all the time, like it's a party film, like it's 21 and over. You know, it's not. It's a little bit smarter than that, so I appreciate it a little bit more. Rough Night, that's my review. Definitely go see it, definitely check it out. Ignore the fact that it's flopping at the box office. Last week I saw Baywatch. I didn't do a video review of it because it's pretty much out of theaters now and you missed it. But I thought Baywatch was a lot better than people were saying it was too. Not that it's a great film, definitely a guilty pleasure. However, I thought it was better than people said it was. And Rough Night, I think is, not that critics are hating it, but it's definitely better than its Rotten Tomatoes score. It's better than the box office it's doing. It has a C+ cinema score. Fuck you, whoever gave that a C+. Like, my audience loved it. I don't understand who they pulled for that, because my audience was laughing the whole way through the movie. I don't I don't understand cinema scores sometimes. So give Rough Night a chance. Okay? That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give Rough Night an A-. It's not a wholly perfect film. I couldn't give it the full A. I think I'm taking off a few points for lack of originality. Maybe a few other things, I don't know. There might have been like one joke that didn't land, but my gut instinct says it's an A-, not an A. So we're going with A-. So what did you think? Did you see Rough Night? Did you see films that are like Rough Night? Like Bridesmaids, The Hangover, the upcoming Girls Trip? With it looks like it's Rough Night minus the dead stripper, but with an all-black cast. So that should be fun. But if you've seen the movie recently, you can comment, and I like comments. I also like subscriptions, so if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can have a fancy, like, actual URL for my channel and look totally legit. Like, too legit to quit, if you get what I'm saying. All right. Until my next review, that's it. Peace out.